Hello students, welcome to class 11 physics class. Today we discuss very important topic of this chapter, or you can say that most important topic of this chapter. Many topics are there today we discuss. So first of all, we discuss the angle of friction. In last class we discussed details about the friction. Now today's class started with the angle of friction, and we also deduce one relation with the coefficient of friction. Here you see that one block or one body is kept on a horizontal plane, whose weight W, which is act in a towards the gravity, that means in inward direction. So we know that one normal reaction force also applied on the object which is opposite to the weight, which is normal to the object, that is R. And the limiting friction, that is Fs max, the limiting friction of the object, that is Fs max, and the applied force is P. If we apply a force on the object P, so one frictional force also be applied in opposite direction, that is the limiting friction. We know that what is limiting friction, when the just body begins to slide. Okay, that is a maximum force. So that's why we taken here the Fs max, limiting friction. So this R, we consider P is the applied force, and the OC, here you can see that OC is the resultant of Fs max and the R. Okay, because R and Fs, if we apply here the parallelogram law, so we can we know that in a parallelogram law, the resultant R is the sum of the other two vector. So we can say that the OC is the resultant of limiting friction and the normal reaction R. And the angle theta is the angle between the normal reaction and the resultant OC. So how we define the angle of friction? Angle of friction is the angle which the resultant of the limiting friction and the normal reaction makes with the normal reaction. That's why here I will consider the resultant of the limiting friction. The angle of friction may be defined as the angle which the resultant of the limiting friction and the normal reaction makes with the normal reaction. That is a theta. Theta is the angle between OC and R. This angle is called angle of friction. So by the definition, mathematically we can write, if you consider this is a triangle, so we can write tan theta equals to BC by OB. BC by OB, that is equals to, for this side triangle, that means CAO, this triangle, we can write OA by OB, because BC equals to OA, because it is a parallelogram, so BC is parallel to OA, that's why in place of BC we can also write OA by OB. So OA means, OA represent the limiting friction Fs max, and OB represent the normal reaction, that is R. So tan theta equals to, we get Fx max by R. But we know that the coefficient of static friction mu s, that is equals to also Fs max by R. We studied this in our last video. The coefficient of static friction, that is mu s, that is equals to Fs max by R. So if we compare this to equation, we get tan theta equals to mu into s. Tan theta equals to mu into s. That means the coefficient of static friction is equal to the angle of friction. Tangent of the angle of friction, because tan is there and theta is the angle of friction. So coefficient of static friction is equal to the tangent of the angle of friction, and this is the relationship between the angle of friction and the coefficient of static friction. So the angle between the normal reaction and the resultant of normal reaction and Fx max limiting friction, that is called angle of reaction, and that angle of reaction tan theta equals to mu is angle of reaction angle of friction, sorry, not reaction, angle of friction is equal to the coefficient, tangent of the angle of friction is equal to the static friction, coefficient of static friction. Okay, now angle of repose, and also we deduce one relation with the coefficient of static friction. These two angles are very, very important. So angle of repose, repose means resist, that means the minimum value. So it is the minimum angle that an inclined plane makes with a horizontal when a body placed on it just begins to slide down. So that inclined plane, whatever the angle will make, that minimum angle on which depends on which, if we kept one body, it will just becomes, if we tap on the one, practical also be there, but for this pandemic it is not happen inclined plane practical. If you tap on that surface, the body just begins to slide it down with that respecting that angle is called angle of repose. So how we can define, or mathematically how we can write this one? Here you see that this is an inclined plane which make one angle phi. This phi is called angle of repose. So we adjust this phi to in such a value that the body not slide it very fast, or not so minimum that it will not slide. Okay, दैट मीन्स इतना भी कम नहीं करना है कि वो स्लाइड ही नहीं कर पाए, और इतना भी ज़्यादा नहीं करना है कि वो स्लाइड होकर गिर पड़े. तो एक ऐसा मिनिमम एंगल में फिट करना पड़ेगा कि दिस बॉडी just begins to slide. So in an inclined plane, the mass M is placed, the angle of inclination phi of the inclined plane, so adjust that the body is placed on it just begins to slide down. So this phi is called angle of repose because it is depends upon this angle. So whenever we placed any object, we know that how in which direction the forces are applied, because normal reaction force always perpendicular to the surface, mg towards the gravity, with this is also be a towards the, that is mg, you see that. So this mg also makes one angle that is phi, so we can resolve this mg into component. One is mg cos phi and the one is a mg sin phi. So this normal reaction R will be balanced by mg cos phi. Another one, when the body just begins to slide down, one frictional force, that is limiting friction, F1 Fs max, which is also acting in a upward direction, which is opposite to the mg sin phi, and we can say that this Fs max limiting friction also be balanced by mg sin phi. So various factors on acting on the body. First one, the weight, mg of the body acting vertically downwards. It is not perpendicular to the body, it is vertically downwards, but the normal reaction always perpendicular on the body. That's why we resolve the mg in two components. Another one is a limiting friction, Fs max in upward direction along the inclined plane. It balances the component mg sin phi, so we can write Fs max equals to mg sin phi. Another one, normal reaction R, which is perpendicular to the inclined plane or the object, which is balanced by the component mg cos phi, so R equals to mg cos phi. Now if we divide this to equation 1 and equation 2, Fs max by R, that is equals to, we get mg sin phi by mg cos phi, so we get mu m, because we know that from the definition of coefficient of static friction, Fs max by R, that is called coefficient of static friction, mu s. So mu s equals to, we can write tan phi. So here also you see that the relation between the angle of repose and the coefficient of static friction, that is coefficient of static friction is equal to the tangent of the angle of repose, mu s equals to tan phi. So here also we get mu s equals to tan theta, Here also we get mu s equals to tan phi. If we compare this to equation, what we can write? Tan theta equals to tan phi, that means theta equals to phi. The angle of repose is equal to the angle of friction. This is a main thing. That's why we studied this two angle. Angle of friction, whatever the angle of friction is made with the normal and the limiting frictions, resultant of the limiting frictions. So that angle and the angle of repose always equal to each other. Clear? So here one numericals related to that. So here you see that a block of weight 20 Newton is placed on a horizontal table and the tension T, which can be increased to 8 Newton before the block begins to slide, is applied at the block as shown in the figure. A force of 4 Newton keeps the block moving at a constant speed. Once it has been set in motion, find the coefficient of static friction and the kinetic friction. It's very easy. So for static friction, first we find out the static friction. So mg is vertically downward direction, which is balanced by the normal direction r, and tension T, which is act as shown in this figure. So we can write here, you see that the mg, that is equals to 20 Newton, which is greater than the normal reaction force. So we when we very sorry, not greater than, if we follow the vertical and the horizontal component of the forces, we can write r minus mg, that is equals to 0. R minus mg, that is equals to 0. Okay, so r equals to mg equals to 20 Newton, because mg equals to 20, and T, this side, the right hand side, the T is applied. So in opposite direction, one limiting force also be applied, that is Fs max. So T minus Fs max, that is equals to 0. So Fx max equals to T, that is equals to 8 Newton. The first line, it is mentioned over there, a block of weight 20 Newton is placed on a horizontal table and a tension T, which can be increased to 8 Newton before the block begins to slide. Okay, that's why we can write this two equation. So coefficient of static friction mu s means Fx max by r. If we divide this two equation, we get T by mg, that is 8 by 20, 0.40. Now next, a force of 4 Newton keeps the block moving at a constant speed. Once it is set, it has been set in motion. Find the coefficient of kinetic friction also. So for kinetic friction, we can write r minus mg equals to 0. Same, first one is same, r equals to mg. But now the if the body is now in motion, so the kinetic friction also be applied opposite to the tension. So T minus Fk, that is a kinetic friction, that is equals to 0, and Fk equals to T equals to now 4 Newton. So coefficient of kinetic friction Fk by r, so that is 4 by 20, 0.20. Clear? Okay. Here also one type of numerical is there. Two blocks are there. A block of a mass a block A of mass 4 kg is placed. One another of B block mass is 5 kg, and the block B is raised on a smooth horizontal table. For sliding the block A on B, a horizontal force 12 Newton is required to be applied on it. How much maximum horizontal force can be applied on B so that both A and B move together? Also find the acceleration produced by this force. Okay, so m1 equals to 4 kg, m2 equals to 5 kg is given, and the applied force on the block A, because first line it is say that the B is at rest. So the force applied on block A, that is equals to 12 Newton. So we can write, we can say that this force must be equal to the kinetic friction applied on A by B. So 12 equals to Fk, that Fk means mu k into r. R means r, that is the normal direction, which is balanced by the mg. So here because it is applied on a, so m1 into g. So from here you can find out mu k, coefficient of kinetic friction, that is 3 by g. You get this one when the 12 Newton force is applied on the object A. Now on the object B on a smooth surface, okay, hence to move the A and B together, we also apply the maximum force. The maximum force F can be applied on a B, which is equal to the frictional force applied on the A by B and applied on B by A. The two frictional force on that objects by one is A on A by B, another one on B by A. Both frictional forces also be equal to each other. So we can write F equals to mu K m1g plus mu K m2g. For both objects, these two are same, so total force, this is a maximum force, it will be added together. So we get mu K into m1 plus m2 into g. So mu K value we already find out, we know the value of m1 and m2, we put it over there, we get 27 Newton. So F is given. Okay, now acceleration A equals to F equals to m into A. So m means here m1 plus m2, so A equals to F by m1 plus m2, we get 3 meter per second square. This is the acceleration. Okay, next topic is work done. To find out the work done in a sliding body over the horizontal surface. When it will be slided on a horizontal surface, what will be the expression of work done? So here we consider a body whose weight is mg, which is at rest on the horizontal surface, and mg is vertically downward direction, which is balanced by the normal reaction r out of the horizontal surface, out to upward direction. Now we consider a P force applied horizontally so that the body just begins to slide. So whenever P force is applied, one frictional force, that is kinetic frictional force, also be applied in opposite direction of the applied force, that is Fk. Okay, so Fk is the kinetic friction. So the work done against the friction to moving the body through a distance x. So we have to work against this friction. If we overcome this frictional force, then the body will displace from one position to another position. So the distance between these two positions will be s. Okay, so the work done against this friction, that is W equals to Fk into S, F into S. So W equals to Fk into S, but Fk equals to what? Mu K into R. R is balanced by mg, so mu K into mg. So W equals to mu K mg into S. If you know the value of mu K mg and S, then if we put it over there, we get the value of work done. Clear? It is very easy. Just from that figure, if you find out the direction of forces, its components, then half of the numerical solve on that diagram. Just you write down the equation and solve it. Now we discuss work done in moving a body up an inclined plane, that is a horizontal surface. But if we keep our body in an object on an inclined plane, and if the body move up, then what will be the work done? So like from first of all, you draw the figure, and here also you just one by one you write the mg, which is vertically downwards to downward direction. Okay, so it will makes one angle theta. So we resolve this mg into components, mg cos theta, mg sin theta, and this is because the angle of reaction and angle of repose and angle of friction is same, so we can write the angle of inclination, that is angle of repose, that is also be a theta. So now from this figure we can write first one, that mg cos theta, which is balanced by normal reaction r equals to mg cos theta. Okay, now because the body is moved upward direction, the P amount of force is applied on upward direction. So the P, one frictional force, kinetic frictional force, also act in opposite direction, that is Fk. So in this direction of the frictional force, another one component of mg also act, that is mg sin theta. So P equals to, we can write Fk plus mg sin theta. Fk plus mg sin theta. Now Fk equals to, we know that mu k into r. R means mg cos theta. So mu k mg cos theta. If we put it over there, we get P equals to mg sin theta plus mu k mg cos theta. So mg take common, sin theta plus mu k cos theta. So we get the value of the force. Now the work done equals to force into displacement, P into S. So put the value of the P into S because S value is not given. So this is the work done expression. Now same thing, same body, just here the body is moved down. The P force act in a downward direction, this diagram. So what happened? So same thing, the mg is resolved into components mg cos theta, which is balanced by the r mg sin theta. Now to in the direction of mg sin theta, the applied force also be same direction. P is the same direction of mg sin theta. So the frictional force which is acts in a upward direction, Fk. So in that case we can write R, one equation is R equals to mg sin theta, other one equation P plus mg sin theta, that is equals to Fk. And here we get P equals to mg sin theta plus Fk when the body moves upward direction. But in a downward direction, the applied force and the another one component of the mg also added together, P plus mg sin theta, that is equals to Fk. Okay, so here you that see that, so P equals to, we can write Fk minus mg sin theta, and Fk equals to mu k into r. R means mg cos theta, so we put it over there, we get P equals to mg mu k cos theta minus sin theta. So work done equals to P into S. So put the values of P into mg into mu k cos theta minus sin theta into S. This is the expression for work done in slanting the body through a distance S down in an inclined plane, and this is for the upward direction. Same diagram, just once frictional force and the component of mg sin theta is added together, which is equal to the applied force, but for the downward direction, applied force and the another one component of the mg or the weight of the body is added together, which is equal to the frictional force. Just these two are different, nothing else. One numericals also be there, and I hope it is clear to everyone. It is given mg is resolved into component, which direction. Just you once try to in your home. If you have any problem, please write in a comment box, so I will explain this one, because this type of, here I will mention everything. If you clear your doubts here in these two diagrams, main here it is a diagram. If you draw the diagram clearly, then you can easily solve the numericals. Clear? So just once you see that, see this solve of this numerical in your home. If you have any problem, then you just tell me. Here you find out the least force, another one is a greatest force. Greatest force we required when the body sliding in upward direction, when the frictional force is a downward direction, and the minimum force or least force when the body move in a downward direction. Okay, that's why the two diagram is there. One is for upward direction, another one is for downward direction, because we calculate two forces here. That's why we draw A and B2 diagrams. If once you draw the diagram, then it is you can easily solve the numerical. Okay, so here you get the least force, that is 0, and the greatest force you get 1960 Newton. Just once you see, if you have any problem, please tell me in the comment box. In next video I will also discuss this numerical. Okay, here also one numericals is there. Here one numerical also we attached to the attached with a through the pulley.